everybody. My name is John Toomer. In the game of basketball, free throw is considered to be the easiest shot. Bad preparation and bad technique, it can easily become the most difficult shot in the game. We're talking about a shot that you go from making no money to making $5 million plus a year. There's a few steps when shooting a free throw. The first one being is you got to make it to the free throw line. When you make it to the free throw line, there's a nail in every single basketball court ever played on. There's a nail directly straight down the middle between the free throw line and the rim of the goal that allows you to line your feet up correctly. So step one, when you're coming to the free throw and you're looking for the nail, depending on if you're a left-hand shooter or if you're a right-hand shooter, that'll let you know which foot to place first. So I'm a left-handed shooter, so when I step to the free throw line, my left foot comes first. Step two, when you're at the free throw line, you really want to breathe. Calming yourself down, breathing, relaxing, deep breaths will help you mentally to block out what's around you and help you focus on the goal at hand. So yes, make sure you breathe. It's real important. Step three, if you ever watch anyone ever play basketball and you wonder why when a person goes to the free throw line, they do a certain thing every time they do that. This is called a routine. Basketball is a very repetition sport, very repetitive. When you practice, most things you do the same thing over and over and over and over again until you get it down pat. So that way when you do something, your chances of completing it, of achieving it are a lot more higher. So step three, you want to find you a routine. So that whether that be one dribble before you shoot, two dribbles before you shoot, or if whatever you want it to be, it can be, as long as it's the same thing every time. Step four, after you got your routine down, so I'll always take 3 dribbles in between each free throw shot that I ever take. So once you get to the free throw line, you position your feet, you breathe, you calm down, you get your routine down. You now are at the position, at the step where you're gonna place your hands on the ball. So anytime you shoot a free throw, you always want to make sure that your fingertips are placed directly under the ball when you're shooting. So if you're a left-handed shooter, your fingers always want to be placed right here. If you're a right-handed shooter, your fingertips always want to be placed right here. So when we make it, when you know, so I'm a left-handed shooter, so I always place the ball right here. The opposite hand on the ball, that is not underneath the ball but on the side of the ball, you're not supposed to get any strength or really any use from that hand at all. That hand is there simply to balance the ball, and that is it. So once you make it to the free throw line and you've done all these things and you're getting ready, you're putting the ball in your hand, your next step is to aim, to look at the rim. Growing up, I've heard a lot of people say, you should always aim for the back of the rim. Personally, after doing research and just over experience through the years of playing the game, I've always found it more beneficial that you shoot and aim at the front of the rim. So when you're at the free throw line and you've got the ball positioned in your mind, you should be aiming where you want the ball to go. So once you make it to this point and you know where you want to shoot it, then this is the step where you bend down. At this step, you get a lot of power, you get a lot of strength from your lower body. So this is what you want to use when shooting a free throw. So once you place the ball, you bend down as if you're going to shoot. The next step after this would be you're getting ready to release the ball. So people always wonder when you should release the ball and at what point should you release the ball when shooting the ball. At the free throw line, when you're going to release the ball, you want to make sure that you release the ball at the highest point that you can possibly release it at, being your fingertips. So once you make it to these steps, your final step is to shoot the free throw. Okay? So I'm gonna shoot my free throw, and here we go. when shooting a free throw and after the release point, you always want to make sure that you follow through with your shot. That being said, that means when you shoot the ball and you release, you want to lean forward with the shot. You never want to lean back with the shot. So as long as you can remember these steps, I think you can very well find yourself being a much better free throw shooter. I also advise you can read books. There's a good one, Pro Shooting System, that will give you very good tips on what it takes to be a good free throw shooter. There's a lot of things out there to help you become a better free throw shooter other than reading, such as Shooting Machines. So I hope you take the time to watch this video, and I hope you learn something from it. Thank you.